Good afternoon. I'm Cindy Hsu. Now on air and streaming on CBS News New York. Right now at noon, new information continues to pour in on the deadly shooting in an office building in Midtown. We are learning more about the victims and the man who allegedly pulled the trigger. 4 people were killed before the suspect, 27-year-old Shane Tamura, turned the gun on himself. 36-year-old NYPD officer Didarul Islam was among those victims, and police confirm one of the other victims was the senior managing director at Blackstone, Wesley LePatner. A weapon was recovered at the scene, along with a 3-page note that could lead to a possible motive in the case. We have team coverage. Tim McNicholas is digging deeper into the suspect's background. Natalie Dudras has a closer look at the fallen police officer. But we start with Christina Fan and the latest on the investigation. Christina.
Well, Cindy, flags outside of this office building were lowered to half staff earlier this morning. The lobby inside empty. Employees directed to work from home after yesterday's horrific shooting left 4 people dead and 1 person critically injured. Bullet holes litter the windows of 345 Park Avenue, where officers and barricades continue to surround a grisly crime scene. Earlier this morning, investigators emerged with several bags of evidence as dozens of cops patrolled Midtown East, calming office workers who were forced to shelter in place the night before.
It's awful and devastating, and there frankly is nothing else to think but why couldn't this have been prevented?
Police say the shooter, 27-year-old Shane Tamura from Las Vegas, traveled by car across the country, arriving in New York City sometime after 4:30 Monday afternoon. They say he double parked his car on Park Avenue, walked inside the office building with an M4 rifle, and immediately opened fire on an NYPD officer, then shot a woman, a security guard, and another man in the lobby before heading upstairs.
He goes up to the 33rd floor, which is route and management, and begins to walk the floor, firing rounds as he traveled. 1 person was struck and killed on that floor. He then proceeds down a hallway and shoots himself in the chest.
These photos show office workers barricading doors with furniture, others running with their hands above their heads out of the building as swarms of officers in tactical gear and long guns responded to calls of an active shooter. Cops closed off surrounding streets and ordered people to stay indoors.
The building personnel said, stay in place. There's an active shooter. Don't leave. Get away from the windows.
Mayor Adams says the targeted building had many safeguards, including a safe room on each floor and a button that, when pressed, can freeze the elevators. Unfortunately, he said the security guard killed didn't have enough time to activate it.
If he was able to get to the button, he could have froze the elevator, but he was assassinated behind the counter as he was attempted to hide himself behind the counter.
And Mayor Adams says this investigation is just beginning and that the NYPD will be working with federal and state partners in Las Vegas. Detectives say they will be combing through the suspect's social media pages and also checking to see if the note he left behind was in his handwriting. Reporting live from Midtown, Christina Fan, CBS News, New York.
Christina, thank you. An NYPD officer, Didarul Islam, was the first to be shot down by the gunman while working a private security detail in the building. Today, memorial bunting hangs over the 47th precinct where Officer Islam served for more than 3 years. Natalie Dudridge heard from his family in the Parkchester section of the Bronx on their devastating loss.
Cindy, neighbors and relatives tell us the grief here is overwhelming. There has been a constant flow of mourners to the family home late into the night and early this morning, paying respects, offering support and comfort.
I heard all those, like the kids crying, so it was very sad.
Neighbors tell us they happened to be here last night as the NYPD delivered the tragic news to 36-year-old Officer Didarul Islam's wife, children, and family.
He was very friendly with the community, you know what I'm saying, even the family too. So just last night I was just walking my dogs around, and when I stepped there, that's when I saw the other cops giving them the news. I just heard that people were crying and just a lot of grieving inside that house.
A cousin says Officer Islam's father was so distraught after learning his son was killed in the line of duty, he suffered a medical episode.
He's shocked and he had a stroke.
His cousin says the father is still recovering from the shock in the hospital, as is his family.
Because he's too young, man. He has two children. One is maybe 8, 9, and youngest one is 4 years old. Also, his wife is pregnant next month.
A younger cousin tells us the children are struggling to process the loss.
His youngest son doesn't really understand, and his eldest son is like in shock, walking around with his dad's police book.
Relatives tell us the family regularly attended a nearby mosque, a place they say will now be central to their healing and support.
Bangladeshi community has to friendship each other and love each other.
Officer Islam joined the NYPD 3.5 years ago and was assigned to the 47th Precinct in the Bronx, where the FDNY hung memorial bunting this morning.
The imam tells us it's custom for burials to happen quickly. He says preparations are ready. They're just waiting to finalize details with the NYPD. In the Parkchester section of the Bronx, Natalie Duddridge, CBS News, New York.
And we just got this photo of the Blackstone employee who died, Wesley LePatner. The company confirmed she was among the victims. She was a senior managing director at the firm. Their statement says, in part, "Words cannot express the devastation we feel. Wesley was a beloved member of the Blackstone family and will be sorely missed. She was brilliant, passionate, warm, generous, and deeply respected within our firm and beyond. She embodied the best of Blackstone." City leaders say they now know why the shooter targeted that specific building in Midtown. Investigative reporter Tim McNicholas joins us now with the latest on what they're finding out.
Cindy, the mayor says the shooter left behind a note stating he had brain injuries, which he blamed on the NFL. And that's why he opened fire in the Midtown building where the league is headquartered. Yellow tape and squad cars surrounded this home for hours Monday night in Las Vegas, where police believe Shane Tamora lived. Mayor Eric Adams says the 27-year-old drove in this black BMW from Las Vegas to Midtown Manhattan to carry out the shooting with an M4 rifle.
He did have a note on him. The note alluded to that he felt he had CTE, a known brain injury for those who participate in contact sports. He appeared to have blamed the NFL for his injury. The NFL headquarters is located in the building.
Tamora never played in the NFL, but 2014 articles from the Santa Clarita Valley Signal show he did play high school football in California. Police believe Tamora was trying to target the NFL's headquarters in this building, but took the wrong elevator.
Instead, it took him to Rudin Management, and that is where he carried out additional shootings and took the lives of additional employees.
Mayor Adams expressed frustration that Tamora was able to get a concealed firearms permit, even though police say he had a documented mental health history. Officers found prescription medication in his car, along with a rifle case, a loaded revolver, and more ammunition.
And it just makes our challenge what we have done in the city about removing illegal guns off the streets. We have strong gun laws here, but many of our neighboring states have lax gun laws.
Under Nevada law, you may be banned from owning a gun if you've been declared mentally ill in court or committed to a mental health facility. We don't know all the details yet of Tamora's mental health history. We're still looking into that, as are detectives from New York to Las Vegas. And Cindy, we have just learned that the NYPD is sending teams to Vegas as part of the investigation.
All right, Tim, thank you. This morning in Washington, a somber Senator Chuck Schumer spoke on the Senate floor about the shooting.
We will always remember the sacrifice, Officer Islam, a husband, a son, and father, made for all of us. To the other victims, people just trying to make a living, do their jobs, our hearts are broken, and we too grieve with your families. And the city will carry their memories forward, and we will continue to pray for those still recovering and in critical condition.
Schumer added that these moments can't continue to be met with thoughts and prayers alone. The senator said, quote, "We owe these families more than silence. We owe them action." Stay with CBS News New York for the very latest on the deadly Midtown office shooting. Look for live updates today on air and streaming on CBS News New York.